Now, of course, how many of you have been to Israel? How many of you saw the temple? Trick question! It is said by the historian Josephus that the temple was 150 feet wide. At its tallest point, it was 15 stories high. One of the cornerstones that was excavated was 14 feet by 11 feet by 42 feet. Weighed 500 tons, which if you do the math very fast, is 1,000,000 pounds. This is a big rock. The temple was made of marble. The walls were marble. It was 607 feet along a stadium, a length of a stadium. Well, that's about 1/8 of a mile, I think. Huge, gigantic. And Jesus says to these poor disciples who are laying their eyes on this thing for the first time, and it's just being completed. It's taken King Herod, 50 years to build this. And it's just when Jesus is in Jerusalem, it's just being completed. The adornments, all the gold, you know, and what they say that the gold along the walls of the outside of the temple blazed in the sunshine. So imagine Jesus and the disciples sitting on the hill opposite the Temple Mount. They are on the Mount of Olives, and they can look over across the valley and see this shining temple. And consider that Jesus has just said, not one stone of this temple will be left standing. Imagine the look on the disciples' face when they turned to him and said, how can that be? This is a prophecy, say the scholars, of Jesus. The prophecy when the temple will be destroyed is fulfilled in the year 70 of the Common Era, when the Romans wage war on the Jewish community and the Jewish Christians and destroy the city of Jerusalem. And destroy, if you can imagine, destroying a 1,000,000-pound cornerstone, destroy the temple. This is a feat of destruction, of devastation that you and I can only imagine after living through the year 2001. As the disciples sit in Jesus' company, Jesus says to them, there's more stuff coming. There are more things that you need to be prepared for. Now, the New Revised Standard Version of the Bible, if you were reading along with me, uses the word beware. Beware that you do not and are not led astray. But the word that Jesus used, the Greek word that Jesus used was blepete, which is a command to see, to watch, to be vigilant, to be alert. Jesus is giving the disciples, Jesus is being a gunny with the disciples. This is boot camp, preparation for the disciples for what is coming. He is in Jerusalem and he's not going to be with them much longer. And they need to be prepared for what is coming. They need to get ready because they are going to be going in a place and in a time that they cannot even fathom or imagine. They're thinking about the end of history. I don't think Jesus is talking about that. I think Mark's Jesus is talking about what is coming in the matter of a few years. And to be prepared. Be prepared for the persecution that they will suffer as disciples of Jesus. Be those who cultivate a transforming heart. Because their job, their work, is to transform the world. As the disciples of Jesus Christ, that is our job as well. We are called as followers of Jesus Christ to make disciples for Jesus for the transformation of the world. For the transformation of the world. We are called, you and I are called to make disciples for Jesus Christ for the transformation of the world. Do you get that? It's not about being anxious about wars. It's not about being anxious about the persecution that will be levied upon you, my disciple brothers, Peter, James, John, and Andrew. Yours is not to spend time thinking about that. Yours is to spend time being alert to helping people stay the course of their discipleship.